as soon as I edit Orion's video.
I like most of my hair by putting on the hood.
Oh, no.
Got a lot quieter. Why are you quieter now?
I'm on talking on Discord now.
Alright.
Did you
Actually, is the camera thing? No, it's my microphone. Okay.
did you get like a haircut or something around?
No.
Okay.
You're an asshole, you know that?
I need to shave the pedo stash today too. It's gonna go bye-bye.
I don't know.
I shaved.
think
I
it
shaved
looks pretty
yesterday.
nice.
No. See, now that my hair's shorter, it makes me even look more like a terrorist.
You know something? I never noticed that mustache until now.
Well, because I didn't. This is like the first time I actually grew it out because I wanted to see what would happen, and I do not approve.
I got nothing right now.
I'm blessed with wonderful facial hair, but I started like losing my hair when I was like 16.
Oh, sure.
I have hair. I can't take the hat off. It's a part of me.
Yeah.
For
I
season.
demand to see hair.
I've seen his hair once,
No.
and I've known him for a long time. Or
It's true.
longer
He's only
than-
seen it once.
longer than most people here.
You've known me for what, 2.5 years? You've seen my hair once.
Yeah.
I'll see it one day.
I think you are. I think you have seen it. It's like that episode of Adventure Time when Finn takes the hat off to get to the Wood Witch, and his hair is just a flowing golden locks. Ha ha! It's gonna be just like that.
I might
I love
actually take it off.
Where is he, by the way? There he is. Wow.
Yeah. It's like hairs.
I have to fix my closet. So how long till we're live?
We are live.
What?
Yeah,
He's on nothing.
I told you guys a minute ago. I said we're going live now.
We haven't started talking about anything.
Yeah, usually I like just kind of let it go live, and we'll just talk and banter for a bit while people kind of flow in. I guess we should start talking about like actual things now. But
And I'm just sending the link to people
Yeah.
at this point.
okay.
I'll spin it.
Well, I guess I'll. Thanks for riding. I appreciate it.
Open up the stream link now.
Are you sure you're spamming like the link to that and not that stupid song you're listening to? Amino.
Ameno.
Oh my god.
Don't wear me. Ameno.
Sometimes I wonder. Fucking Christ.
Okay. Might as well start doing actual things now. I'll introduce everyone. I'm obviously Siegfried. Below me we have Orion. To his left, that is a new guest tonight, icED from Daily Life. And to his left, we have the captain of GNR. That is Neru.
Yep.
Okay. So starting off here, icED is probably the newest face you've seen here. Do you want to tell us a bit about yourself, Ice? Or
Sure.
icED?
Yep, so I'm a Plat Diamond Terran player for Daily Life. I've been playing StarCraft pretty uncompetitively since the game came out. I kind of, when Rings of Liberty came around, I mostly just played arcade games. Occasionally would maybe get stomped by like a bronze player on ladder, but for the most part I kind of kept it low key. I started playing Legacy of the Void when that came out, though, actually trying to play the real game for the first time. And I joined Daily Life probably about like half a year ago, sometime over the summer maybe, I think, is when I joined Daily Life. That's when I found out about CTL and, thought it'd be a fun kind of league that would, at the time I think I was a silver player or a gold player, and we still had the silver sets. I'm like, all right, you know what, I can actually feel like I'm part of a team, I'm a silver player, so that's kind of how I got into it. Been a fan ever since.
Nice. How did you find Daily Life? Like, how did they approach you, or did you see?
I'm trying to remember. How did I find Daily Life? I think, I think I actually found maybe CTL first. I just stumbled onto it somehow, maybe on like a Reddit post or something. And then I was looking at teams. I think, now I remember. So I put myself as a free agent, and Daily Life reached out to me. I think Guns N' Roses did too, and some other teams. And the reason I chose Daily Life was only because I like the idea that there's a new team, and I'd rather kind of be like a person on a new team and actually get some playing time than being kind of like a random person on a more established team. So I kind of like the idea of like a challenge of like, okay, let's join a newer team, kind of expansion team, get some extra play time, and see how it goes. Even if we lose a bunch of games, it'll still be kind of cool just to play a lot and try to be part of something newer.
Yeah, it's definitely a cool feeling being, I guess, like being part of like that new group trying to establish yourself.
Mm-hmm. I think I'd rather play 5 games, or matches or whatever a year for like honestly, I guess a newer team or a lower, like last season, a lower ranked team than like maybe playing 1 game for like a team that does really well. It'd be more fun to actually just play, regardless whether we win or lose.
Yeah. Do you want to tell us a bit about daily life too? Actually, daily life's kind of a mystery to a lot of people in CTL. I think not a lot of vocal people from that team currently. So I don't really know much about it. Like I know Rush founded it, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He was a CTL, I guess, regular. Someone that used to be part of CTL quite a while ago. But other than that, I don't know. Like what do you guys do? Like what's the atmosphere of the team like?
I think the reason why we're kind of like underground a little bit is because that's kind of like the demeanor of the clan. It's kind of like a very low key, low pressure kind of clan. We don't really. It's not as like hardcore in terms of like organized events or like mandatory practices, things like that. We kind of just like encourage our team to participate in stuff like CTL or Nidus, Proxy Tempest. We kind of make it available to them, and all the members kind of are open to practicing, open to working together, helping each other out. But it's not really like a high pressure. Like the whole focus of the clan is just to do that kind of stuff. So if people don't want to do it, it's fine. If people want to just hang out and play, ladder and just talk to people, that's cool too. So that's why I think we kind of have like a lower key kind of presence, because that's just kind of the nature of the clan. We're kind of just low key. If we do well, that's great, but we're not like really obsessive over being super competitive.
Yeah, that's good. All right, so Neru, people probably know who you are, but I don't think many people have like seen your face this season or seen you talk about many things unless they're a captain. So maybe some of the newer players here might not, I don't know who you are, even like know that no one has ever seen your hair except for me once.
Tech 4 has seen my hair all.
Saw it in my dreams last week.
It's probably where the beard went too. But captain of Guns N' Roaches. I've been captain for 5 seasons now. 4 seasons, 4 or 5. I joined the CTL very far ago, probably middle of HOTS. I joined as a free agent. I joined season 5. I joined. It was pre-season 5, and I had a tryout for UR because I had a message from Wing Zero, which I doubt anyone in this stream will even know who that is. But he was the captain of UR. He went, "Oh, we want to try you out." And I was, I think, gold at the time, and I was like, "Okay." And he's like, "Play this diamond player," and I'm like, "How is this fair?" But I was like, "You know what? All right, I'll do it. I'll entertain." I lose, of course, and then 2 days later, I get a message on CTL, and he goes, "Sorry, we found someone else." And I was like, "Fuck you, dude."
Ben.
There's a lot more common back then, Orion. A lot more common. But I got put onto GNR because they used to just randomly place free agents on teams. And how it's been then. Been on GNR since I joined and captain of the team now.
Nice. Very nice story of like rising through the ranks.
I know it's 10.
Started at the bottom.
5 out of 5. Never mind.
Terrible means 0 of 10.
Yeah.
Would never tell again.
All right. I think pretty much everyone knows who Orion is. They've probably
No one knows me. Okay.
Well, I mean, like.
I am the mech god. Fear me.
Okay, Avalo. Let's calm down. Yeah. So probably don't need to go too much into it. Ryan's been quite a regular on my show, or on my show now. I didn't make this. This wasn't
Look at
mine.
me.
I mean, you are making the show now, so
It's yours.
Yeah, it is mine to inherit. Alright. Yeah, should probably talk about results, I guess now. Unless Neru, do you want to talk about our all-in or all-kill for the all-in Denitis?
what now?
The all-kill for all-in Denitis?
Between GNR and All In?
Yeah, I wasn't there for it, so like I don't really know what happened. But
It was a close series. It was 4-3. We went up 3. I think it was, what the hell was the score? It was 2. It was 4 to win. It was 3-2. And then Wagon closed it out with the 2 other victories.
yeah,
Tech 4 did some cheesy, cheeky stuff to our one diamond player. Our diamonds are Chim. Shout out to her. He tried to do some weird infester swarm host thing on 2 base into 3.
yeah.
I don't understand it.
It's the new Cancer Zerg.
He made like 10 lings and then he made 8 infestors with Burrow. I didn't know what was going on. I saw the infestors and I was like, you probably don't have much else. I'll kill you now. I won 2. I lost to Lunith, I believe. Lunith? That's his name?
Yeah, Lunith.
Yeah, the Masters Protoss. Sorry, I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
That's right.
And then he lost to Grimly, and then Grimly and Cactus both lost to Wagon to close that series out 4-3.
No
in
cruel
All In's favor. No, he was away doing real life stuff because,
Yeah.
he decides to have friends. Disappointed.
You hear that? You're coming to Confed crew.
Right. So I guess Orion, were you there for your guys all kill?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was there.
How'd that go?
I just have to look at my thing. Yeah, we won. Well, I guess we 4-1 Daily Life last week, and just shout out to Ice. Ice took out the first 3 people, which was pretty impressive, and then Kira sort of finished it out in a creative fashion.
That's being very generous. Yeah, creative.
Yes, Kira certainly did not get the macro meme this week. He sort of just cheesed his way through the last 2 Masters players.
Yeah, it was a rough week for Daily Life. We've been playing pretty well in Nidus All Kill until this week. This is probably our worst loss. Ice played awesome. Even with ping issues, I think we had some issues getting on the right server for him. I think we tried to go to West, and for whatever reason, it just wasn't working. But Ice still played really, really well. And yeah, he lost to our ace, but Kira. I'm sorry, not our ace. He lost to our second Masters player, but then Kira kind of just whipped out the cheddar cheese and really just ended up finishing it off. It was impressive.
He actually, at the last game he played, he came in Discord and he was like, I don't know how the fuck I won that. And I said, dude, you won. I was watching his stream because he kind of spoiled it for me. But I didn't think he was going to win that game because it looked like the Terran defended.
Yeah.
But I think he salvaged the bunker that was in his main base, and I think this will cost him the game.
Yeah, I thought he was going to hold that as well, but somehow it just kept I remember that proxy in the corner. I thought that wasn't really going to come into play, but it ended up working out. I was very surprised he won that game as well. I know we survived another way. I forgot who tried to cheese Apex with the cannon rush. Was that
Kira? Oh no, I think Ice did a cannon rush and then Kira did a cannon rush.
Yeah, right.
Except Kira actually knows how to do a cannon rush.
Yeah, Confed was very committed to the cheese last week, but no, props to them. They pulled it off. So I mean, you gotta pull off the cheese. You can't just.
Yeah, I'm pretty
happy. They were committed.
Oh yeah, every week that Kira's been played in, and Ice if there's a Zerg.
Yeah,
but we're doing really well in the All Kill League, so we're trying to keep it up that way.
Yeah, we were 2-1 going into that game. Now we're kind of back into the pack at 2-2. So it was a game I would have liked to have had, but we're not out of it by any means. We're still kind of in the mix at 2-2. We just gotta make sure we win the next one.
Yeah. I believe Born Gosu lost, so I think Confed moved up to second place, if I do my math correctly. Or they might be tied for second with Born Gosu.
I don't know. I don't see the results for Lit versus
Okay.
Brangosu.
It's the last thing.
Just posted. Yeah.
It was 4-2?
4-2, yeah.
Oh, for Lit? Wow.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised Unrival's at 0-3. I really think they have like some of the best like higher ranked players.
Yeah.
Between Diamonds and Masters.
Well, I mean, you know, sometimes you just leave games and...
Let's not bring that up here. I'm gonna get a fucking flurry of messages.
I'm kidding.
Orion with the lowbrow humor.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Monk said to me that they were trying to field like players that weren't necessarily playing as much in CTL in their in the all kill. So yours maybe not taking it as seriously as they are. So
that definitely changed this week in CTL when we discussed the results.
Yep.
We're going to see that one for sure.
Yeah, not Lit. Yours really.
They took their vengeance.
Yeah. they had it.
Rest in peace is Lit.
Yeah. All right. I think that's.
Who do they play?
Sorry.
Who do they play next week in the All Kill League for Nidus?
You are or Lit?
Well, GNR plays a Lit.
I think you are gonna play. Oh,
I think it's Daily Life.
Yeah. So yours playing Daily Life next week. I think that'll probably be your favorite. I don't think Daily Life has necessarily like the strongest like higher tier players.
I think what I would kind of agree. I think that we have what we lack in like we don't have those super high rated players, but we have a lot of depth. We have a lot of like good solid diamond players and Masters players that if we could field like 4 or 5 diamonds, I would be really confident in ours. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That we kind of lack some like diamond ones that can kind of go up against other top tier diamonds in the league. I think our Masters players are pretty strong, but we kind of have a lot of depth in the diamond position, but not necessarily a lot of like just like superstar power or like tough diamond ones, stuff like that.
Yeah, there's no real like heavy hitters, I guess. Like everyone's very solid on Daily Life, but no one's like, you don't have your wagons, your
your Kiros,
Yeah, your Kiros, your Greenerts.
Like I'm very confident, like going into every week, that we can take 2 out of 3 diamond sets, but there's always gonna be like kind of one, that we're gonna have a hard time with because like we kind of lack that one big time player. But I think we have a lot of good depth.
I would agree, definitely.
Yeah. All right. Did we want to move on to results?
For CTL?
Yeah. I'll post those in general chat so you can just click on that real quick.
I'm already there.
And okay, 1 sec. I just need to bring it up on stream. Okay. So we'll go over Psionic Aftermath versus All In first. Does everyone have that up?
Yep.
Okay, so a pretty surprising result, I would say. Psionic Aftermath taking it 4-3 to All In. Definitely, I think All In was doing a bit better than previous seasons, and wasn't really looking that weak coming into this. Whereas I believe this is Psionic Aftermath's first win this season.
Yes.
It's definitely a really, it's a good win for them, especially versus All In. One of the powerhouses of CTL this season.
Yeah, it really kind of kept them alive. One thing I noticed, what I think maybe contributed to that win, is it looked like they went with a really different lineup this week. I think they just wanted to try something different, maybe against All In, and it looked like it worked out pretty well. I don't see a lot of. I think they kind of switched up a lot of people they have been starting with some new people, and I guess whatever this group is working. They should probably try that again.
Yeah,
it got them a win.
Coincidentally, they forgot to send in a lineup, so they will be using this exact roster again.
Thanks, Passion.
Yeah,
I got you, Passion.
yeah, that's alright. Sai seems to be pretty busy. They seem to be doing a lot of stuff. Like, every time I turn my head, I always see something about Sonic Aftermath.
Yeah, every time I open up Reddit, it's just like right there, Sonic Aftermath Clan War. Like every day.
No, but this was a good lineup, I think. I think they have that guy, plat player Hobart. He seems to be consistently kind of doing well, getting some wins here and there. And then they just shook up the Diamond squad and picked up a win.
Yeah.
I did not expect it. I thought they were looking kind of. I mean, they were 0-3 and they had lost to Valhalla, which is another new team. So I thought, okay, maybe this is kind of the team that's going to struggle. But they got pretty much a crucial win they had to have in order to kind of stay relevant and stick around. And did it against a really tough team, so it's pretty impressive.
And I would definitely say that All In fielded their best 3 diamonds this week of Piso, Sabu, and Tech 4. I definitely feel like those are All In's top 3 diamonds at the moment. And it's very, I guess, interesting to me to see that they all lost. So
yeah, I took a peek at that Boo French game. Boo's a really good player. I don't think he had lost yet this season, and French is someone I didn't really know too well. But I watched that game, and he showed that he was a really good player. He had some really awesome stalker micro, and kind of started overwhelming him by the end. It was a really nice play by Wrench, so he looks like he could be a really good player.
Yeah.
I only know Wrench from a clan war we did with them, and all I remember is he played on Newkirk against one of our Terrans, and he made 95 probes on 3 bases.
Oh,
That's what I remember about that. It's the one match I remember for that clan war. Never forget that.
It's the best strat.
Boo didn't play badly either. Boo played a good game too. It's just Wrench just edged it out.
Yeah.
Pretty surprising.
Yeah, I guess moving on to the next set. This was, I would say, definitely a surprise this week. In context for like what has been happening previously, but Team UR 7-0ing Lost in Translation. That's very very strong showing here from UR. Definitely sick of everyone saying that they weren't going to do as well this season, and they just picked up the pace and beat the shit out of Lit. Like,
I'm disappointed, Shazam.
Yeah, that's a rough loss for Lit. I mean, they're still fine because they were, I think, now 2-2, and so is UR. But that's like quite the statement game, I guess, because like you said, everyone was kind of down on them. Losing to us last week, D-Life, thought maybe this would be a down year, but then they just beat the crap out of Lit, who just beat us. So
yeah,
I don't know what that says, but
yeah. It's interesting too because I don't even think this is like the best possible lineup for UR. Apogee is a pretty decent player. I haven't seen many of his games recently, but from what I do remember of him, he was okay, but he was very cheesy, and that's not like the hallmark of a strong Terran player, I find. And Eswald is kind of a bit newer to CTL this season, but yeah, no Seeker this week, which is definitely a surprise considering I think Seeker's one of their best players. But still, like, even managing to etch out a 7-0 versus Lit with, I would say, not as strong of a lineup is very impressive. And looks like UR is really getting back into shape.
Oh, yeah.
I think they're going to be a scary team because I think I have all the teams that kind of got off to a slow start. They, I think have the strongest lineup. So even at 2-2, I think they're in pretty good shape to make the playoffs. I mean, I think they just have there's so many positions on that squad that it could be like the best in each league. I think Fussed Up's definitely one of the better golds that if he ends up sticking around in that, it's going to be a tough out every week for whoever plays it.
Yeah.
And like you've already mentioned it, they have so many good diamond players, and Monk's obviously a really good Masters player too. So it's good. He beat Lyre, who I think is a really good player on Lit. So it's going to be a tough out the rest of the way for UR.
Yeah.
For someone trying to beat them.
I think so, yeah.
Now, Lyra did take a game off Monk, so even though it was a 7-0, Lit did get 1 map point from that point, like set or series.
And with how close the standings currently are, like
that mattered a lot.
Yeah, every map point counts.
Yeah, that 1 map point put them from being behind Confed to tied with Confed. in map score.
Yeah, and you never want to be behind Confed in map scores.
I mean,
Yeah.
they're still behind us on the list. Okay.
But everything's the same, set scores and map scores do. 2-2 and 14-18.
Yep. There's a huge tie for set score
Oh yeah.
between the teams. Yeah.
I mean, it looks like there's really no one that's out of it right now. Anyone who strings together a couple wins is still in. Even Valhalla and Sonic Aftermath at 1 and 3, they're still
I
out
don't,
of
I
it.
don't know about those, but definitely I think week 5 is when we're going to start seeing the top teams sort of shape up.
I mean,
Like this week.
I think Valhalla could definitely kind of come out of that, because if you look at their win-loss, like they haven't really taken any like stomps. It's with 15-17. Like that's not a bad map score.
Yeah, assuming they fix their missing replays and the map score doesn't change.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I think Sonic Aftermath is definitely going to be trailing kind of lower on the scale here, not having won many games. But anyways,
I think it's going to come down a lot to which teams they have left, right? So I don't know everyone's schedule intimately. But I do know D-Life's. I know we're 2-2, and we played some tough teams already. We played Bear Sloths, Lit, and UR, who all made the playoffs last year. We came out of that 2-2. So now we're going to be the rest of the way. We have teams like Sonic, Valhalla, teams that aren't necessarily as competitive. I don't say bad, but just not currently as competitive as the other teams. So it kind of is going to matter who you're going to play down the stretch. So if you're 2-2 now, but you haven't played UR or Gosu yet, I mean, it's going to be a tougher road to the playoffs at that point.
yeah, I agree. All right, moving into the next set, we have Valhalla versus Guns N' Roses.
Hey.
1 sec.
Hype.
Hyper. Hyper.
I heard hype.
What?
What? I didn't say anything.
Okay. All right, so yeah, Guns N' Roses just kind of barely eking out a win here versus Valhalla. As I noted like just right before this, Valhalla's map score isn't bad, so like it shows that they haven't been losing every game like decisively. They've always kind of had, like a tough win, a tough loss. Like 3-4 isn't bad. Like even though they lost, and that means a lot. Like they at least managed to keep winning maps, which is always important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to say anything about this set? Obviously, having been part of it, Neru.
The golden map, if you look at it, was a walkover because there was basically just a shit fest on it.
Oh yeah, I remember
That's probably the
reading what
best word.
happened.
Yeah, it's probably the best to describe that. Is a shit fest.
It was like they tried to get into a game and then like someone disconnected, so they had to join from replay, and then they had a replay bug, and then one of the players couldn't get into a game after that. And it was,
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah,
They couldn't make a custom, and then they agreed to resume from a practice replay and just take command of it. And the other one couldn't scroll, and it was just a fucking weird hullabaloo shit show.
Yeah,
I don't know how else to describe that.
it was probably the most difficult thing I've had to read and make sense of this year.
Yes. Now that I see that it was monstrosity from his name, I can understand what happened.
Yeah, yeah, he's listed
I
on
love
the
you.
he's listed on the thing as Peter, but he does have the name Monstrosity spelled.
Yeah, never mind.
Whenever I try and ping him on Discord, I'll do it occasionally, because on GNR we have Monster Mash 2.
Mm-hmm.
I'll type monster, like regularly, like MON, and I keep forgetting it's M0N for his name.
Yeah.
So I'll type in monster, I'll look, and I'm like, where is he? And I'm like, oh, right, it's spelled as a 0.
That's his name
I
is
have to remind
his name is definitely my least favorite in all of CDL.
It's just, jeez.
It's just really unfortunate for Valhalla. They had that walkover. It's like on the second set, that Platinum set, that could have been decisive right there.
Yeah, if they had taken that, or that this could have been an entirely different story. It's
Entirely
unfortunate.
different
That,
season, maybe even 2. They'd be 2-2 instead of 1-3, which is a big
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was the possibility of another walkover, but the match did get played, even though it was very much later afterwards.
Oh yeah, I
But-
remember Grimly talking to me about that.
It sounds like a very
Yeah.
stressful matchup.
Yeah.
Typical GNR weeks, you know. Yeah.
Yeah. I try and
Yeah.
pawn off the captainship to someone else. None of them want it.
Well, props to Be Fallen though for playing his match, even though it was really late for him. Because basically, what Grimly told me is like they scheduled their match and then like they weren't really like specific on the times. So then,
Wow.
I don't know the exact story, but that's how it was explained to me. Was they weren't like they weren't exact on their times, and so like one of the players showed up a bit later and the other player fought, and by that time Be Fallen like had been around for a while and fought. You know, like he could have just, if he wanted to, probably just taken a walkover from it. But you know, being a good
Yeah.
guy, he did play the match, and that's what's important.
We're good.
Yep.
We're good people at GNR. Unlike them con-fed people.
Okay. But something I noticed is your Masters player is 2-0 this season, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
He is.
Yeah.
Zezune.
Well, technically he's
Zezwani.
2-1. Yeah, Zezwani. So that's a name I haven't heard all season, and then I went back to check the other weeks, and I'm like, this guy is pretty good.
Yeah, we
So,
picked him up off of the Reddit drive we had during the off season.
Yeah, I remember that. I got into GNR's Discord off of that. It was executed promptly.
Hey, it's the rules of the GNR server. I don't know what you want from me.
One
But
day I'll get in there.
he's our secret Dutch weapon.
Ah, this is from Dodge.
Yes. The
Now,
Dutch one,
is
so-
Cruel happy that he has an enemy?
Probably. He enjoys ZVZ. They play a lot, two of them.
That's good.
Zezawani always wants to play games. He's very active on it.
All right.
Nice.
Anything else to say about this set?
Shout out to the boys that won, and probably going to win next week. GNR win the season.
We'll see. All right. So moving on to our next set, we have Daily Life actually taking out Formless Bear Sloths 4-3. That's another very surprising result from Daily Life, and Daily Life really showing that they're a force to be reckoned with this season.
Yeah, I think that we kind of really put a lot of effort into recruiting some players who are going to be consistent this year, who are really into the league and want to improve, want to get better. We're actually running into a problem with our gold, which I'm sure other teams run into too, is that two of our formerly gold eligible players got promoted into plat, which is great for our plat division, but now we got to find a way to kind of fix up the goals because they're getting better and they're playing really well. Like I said, about our diamond set, I think our diamond set, where we lack kind of maybe having like a top 5 player, we do have players who are consistently we have a lot of depth, so we're able to take 2 out of 3 diamonds in any given week, and it's going to help us a lot. But it's a big win to get a win against a former playoff team. Like I said, at this point in the season, we've already played Formless, Lit, and UR, and we're still all in, and we're still 2-2. So our schedule's only going to get a little easier going on our way out. So I'm kind of excited. I think D Life has a chance to really make a playoff push this year.
Yeah, definitely.
Whereas last year, we were one of the weaker teams.
Do you want to talk about your match in particular, Ice?
Yeah, so I've been I think I mentioned before. Terran TVT is one of my better matchups. I don't like TVT. I don't think anyone likes TVT, but I do. I'm good at it. So, both my TVTs this season, it was almost the exact same thing happened both times. I like to play a little defensively on TVT, like just tech a little bit first before being aggressive, because I just don't. There's just so many ways in TVT where if you try to be aggressive or try to be greedy, you're gonna get punished really easily. So I like to play a little more defensively, and kind of both weeks, including this week against Happens, I'm getting some tanks up, things like that, and they kind of come at my front door with an attack that isn't, I guess, strong enough to push through my tanks. They retreat. I put some stuff in a dropship and then go over their base and win. So that's kind of how it worked out both weeks. So I I guess, lucky in that sense, or not lucky, but just fortunate that my style of play was just matched up nicely with how my opponent was. I recently got promoted Diamond, so I only have a couple more weeks of Plat eligibility, so I'm going to try and just get as much wins as I can while I still can, and then, hopefully I'm confident in our Platinum players to pick up the slack when I leave.
Yeah. Especially you said all your gold players are promoting up, so.
Yep. But the rest of the team did well too. I think KT Flash and Despair, they're on a ton. Like I said, we kind of have a quiet team. We don't have a lot of vocal members, but they are playing and they are on a lot. Those two are constantly playing a lot of games. They're probably gonna be staples on our Diamond set for a while. Rush and Apex have been playing a lot of games recently too. We want to give them a break a little bit because they've been doing a lot of stuff for us in CTL. Rush has been playing in Nidus, same with Apex. So we want to kind of, you'll see in our lineup for this week, we actually changed things up a little bit and trying to give them a break and show off some of our other diamonds who I think are also really good.
Yeah, and Rush is currently like the leader of your guys' team still.
Yep. The captain's Pirate Rob, but we all kind of work together. Myself, Rob, Rush, we all kind of pitch in and help run the team.
Yeah, and I know like when you're running things, it's very difficult to stay informed on StarCraft. I find it very hard to go through a huge ladder session after I'm done writing up all the lineups and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been trying to keep my focus on the team has been to kind of help recruit. So I'm trying to it's very stressful to kind of like just constantly just find people, like, especially on the gold set, has been stressing me out because it's a revolving door because you want the gold players to get better and get into plat, then you have to constantly find a way to replace them too. So we have some silver players who are trying going to run out there and just hopefully they can get to gold and be consistent.
Yeah. All right. So that was a pretty good showing from Daily Life. Especially, I'd say Formless has always been a very strong team in the CTL. They care a lot about playing. Unfortunate that Dante actually isn't able to play as a diamond anymore, unless he gets his 10 games or plus 10 games in. But yeah, really hurting their lineup. I feel if Dante played and won, like this could have been 4-3 victory for Formless.
Yeah.
No Dante this week, no win.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
We'll take it though. We're happy to be 2-2 after that rough stretch. So
Yeah.
it's unfortunate for Formless Airsoft, but it's fortunate for us. So we'll happily take that.
Yeah. So well played to both sides there. All right, moving on to the last set, and that's going to be Borngosu versus Confed. Looks like Confed won this one.
Yes, this was a close one.
Yeah, and Borngosu was definitely the strongest team in the league. And it's interestingly enough, Borngosu and All In both had 0 losses this season until this week happened, in which we both lost. So
I like the 2 lowest teams.
Yeah.
Confed before this week was pretty low.
This is definitely what's the term, like a humbling week for All In and Borngosu.
Yes.
I'll be optimistic and say I think it just shows the league is just really competitive this season. It's a lot of parity. The teams, even the lower ranked team, aren't as bad as maybe they normally would be as compared to the best teams.
Well, I mean, Confed had a rough start. We got UR, and then week 2 we got Lit. So that's kind of why we lost the first 2 games.
Yeah. Wait, so you played yourself in the second week?
Short one's running for admin. But yeah, this week, if you look at the lineup, we I think, beside Kira, Ice, and Von Cheeto, and Zaturanis, we only used 2 new people this week. Black Snow and Honey Badger's debut in CTL. Honey Badger, of course, being former Diamond, but he had to, last season, pretty much towards the middle-ish, he was gone for real-life things. And then when he got back, he was placed into Platinum, and then this season he was placed into Platinum. So we played him as a Platinum player, and he did pretty good, brought us a win. And Black Snow is a very consistent Diamond player. So I'm proud of both of them bringing us the wins. And beside that, at that point, the score was tied 3-3. And I think it was 11 o'clock at night when Kira came into the Discord yelling, I won. So that's when we knew we won the week.
Yeah. Poor Raven X probably got cannon rushed by Kira or something stupid.
I heard it was a 7-gate all-in.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I peeked into a couple of the games from this matchup because I thought it was an interesting one. And what two shout-outs to have. Born Ghost didn't win. I think they're going to be a really tough out because Super Bro, who they haven't played at all this year, I don't think. This is his first game. He looks really strong as a gold player.
Oh, yeah.
I was seeing him kind of both sides are doing kind of gold-esque things, but just looking at the basic mechanics, the Super Bro was really spending his money really well. Just countering what Von Cheetah was doing really well. I think he looks more like a plat player to me than he did a gold player. I think if he's able to stick around in the gold set, that's going to be a really nice person to have. And the other person on Born Ghost I think is really good too is Treetop Hunter. I don't think he's lost a week this year either, and he looks really good in his set. So I think Born Ghost, I don't know their diamonds very well, but if their diamonds play well, I think they're really strong also on the lower ranks. So I think they're going to be a really tough team to beat.
Yeah, and they've really been showing it this season so far. Especially beating Von Cheeto. I watched a couple of Von Cheeto's games, and he plays very well for a gold set, or for a gold player. And Super Bowl managing to take him out is definitely, I would say, an upset.
Yeah. It was a good win for Confed. Definitely, we needed this win to get back on the board. And the boys took it home. Saturnus 2-0ing Martin, which was really nice for us.
Yeah.
I think that one boosted our morale because I think that was the first map reported in. So as soon as we realized, we won the ace set 2-0, our guys were like, we got this week. And it went from, maybe Born Ghost is going to kill us to we're going to kill them.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the theme of this week is that everyone that really needed to win got to win. And the teams that had a chance to kind of break away and separate themselves from the pack lost. And now everyone's just kind of in a big mass in the middle now.
Yeah. Also, Confed's on a winning streak on both leagues. I think we're 4-0 in the last 2 weeks in both leagues combined. And if you add Clan Wars to that, we're like 6-0 in the last 2 weeks. So Confed's morale has definitely been looking high.
Yeah.
Winning a lot, we've been doing. Hopefully we'll take that all the way to the end.
Hopefully.
You mean before you become another team?
Shortland's here.
You might have seen Shortland. He is going to be running as a CTL admin next election.
We got you, Shortland.
Yeah. All right.
Grimly.
Moving on to next week.
Shortland.
Okay. All right. Does everyone have it up?
Yep.
I don't have it up there. Yep.
Okay. So first off, we'll be talking about Lit versus All In. Let's just talk about any sets of any players that you might like that might stick out to you. I'm probably the most qualified to talk about this because obviously I know every single player on All In. Like I've talked to every single one of them. I think this is going to be a good week for All In. We have players like Lumia and Boo and Tech4 in our diamond slots this week, and I watched Lumia play for his spot to play for this week, and he was looking very good. Recently, he just came back from a break of playing StarCraft, but his mechanics are very strong, and I think coming into this diamond set, he's going to be doing very well. Specifically, his TVZ was looking very good.
Yeah. Just sending out my boy Riam. He's a really good player, very solid. On Lit, and Strix is really solid as well.
Yeah.
Lyra, of course, has been pretty good this this season. So I think All In will take it, but I think the players I mentioned are going to win their set, so it's going to be like 3-4 or something.
Yeah.
I agree. I think Strix is a really strong player to have in a gold slot. I played him earlier this season, and he's by far my toughest matchup, and that was when he was, in the plat set with me, and he still almost beat me. So I think in a gold set, Strix is going to be really, really strong. I think he just ran into a really good gold player last week, but I think that he can definitely take some wins if he's going to continue to play in gold for sure. But the rest of the way, I do feel pretty confident that All In will make this. Lit's starting Lemons, who's someone I know pretty well from D Life. He used to be in D Life. He's actually a very strong player who takes practicing very seriously. But I think he just got unfortunately matched up with Boo, who I think is just a really strong player too. So I think that kind of the mismatches are going to hurt them. And I think All In will also take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta agree with that.
So
I don't really know much of either lineup except I know All In slightly better. That's about it.
yeah, Lit's roster for I guess like throughout the season has been a decent amount of newer players to Lit and like to the CTL in general. Like I don't think I've seen any of these players except for Lyra and Strix before this year. Like personally, so seems like Lit's fielding a decent amount of new players. Maybe just making sure that they're getting their players out there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to UR versus Formless Bearsloths.
You are sending their. It looks like they're setting out their full lineup. You're on
Yeah.
Ham this week. Yeah.
Like this lineup is, I would say, probably like the strongest
Yeah.
lineup UR could send out, and I think Formless is gonna get stomped by this, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, when you see Seeker and Monk on the same week, and Wolfie and Fustep, you know, like UR means business this week.
Yeah,
I don't want to disrespect Formless, but I do think this is like about as strong a lineup you can send out. Although I have to give a shout to Cash Me Outside as maybe one of the most wonderful names I've seen in CTL. that's just a great name. I want to pick Cash Me Outside to win really badly, but Fussed Up is really good for a Go player. I mean, I think I don't want to like completely trash on Formless, but I do think Unravel will win this 6-1 or 5-2. I think this is a really strong lineup for UR.
yeah,
Yeah.
especially if
Maybe.
the amount of preparation and like dedication that a lot of UR members have is just, I'd say, unrivaled in the CTL.
Whoa. Whoa. Get off the show.
I'm leaving now.
Yeah, show's over. Everyone.
No
But,
coming
yeah.
back from that one.
But yeah, I definitely feel like Formless doesn't really stand a chance this week.
I think they got a decent shot.
Okay,
It depends on definitely of how Formless trains for this match, because like UR's players, as good as they are, they're pretty predictable in what they're going to do. So if FXB sort of trains as hard as they can, then they might have a chance to take a couple of matches off them.
yeah. So yeah, I think predictions are mostly like for UR in this set. But anyways, not a whole lot I think I can really add to this unless anyone else has anything to say.
No, I think UR takes it, and I think they take it somewhat easily.
I think it'll be 4-3. I think it'll be dependent on the diamond sets mostly.
I think FXB is going to win 5-2. Mark my words, everyone.
Bold.
All right,
Trying to get them FXB votes for the admin auction.
Charlie.
all right. Moving on to Bongosu versus Daily Life. Yeah, I think we'll let icED start this one off since he's playing him this week.
Yeah, I'm really confident. Born Ghost is a really good team. I think that if we're going to win really close. We have a really diverse lineup, if you notice, on our races. We have 2 Protoss, 2 Zergs, a Terran, and 2 Terrans, and a random. Yeah, I'm really excited about our random player, Daw. He's someone that's been on the roster for like a couple weeks now, but it's just now again to see this week. He's beaten me on his worst race. He doesn't play random just like cheese. He plays all 3 and can macro them and knows them very well. So I think he's gonna be a really strong plat player for us. I'm pretty confident going into my game. I don't know Double Think well. I don't want to say I'm gonna definitely beat someone I don't even know, but I haven't lost yet this year, and TVT is my best matchup. So I'm pretty confident in that. That's 2 wins I think we can take from plat. Like I said, I really do like our diamonds. I think that on any given week we can win 2 out of 3 of those diamond sets. So I think. And Chimera hasn't played yet this season, but he's also a very strong diamond for us, maybe arguably one of our best diamonds. So I think that even before we get to the icED, I think we can take 3 or 4 games. I think we'll win this 4-3.
Oh, that's a pretty bold prediction, but I think it's definitely possible with how well Daily Life's been doing this year. Sorry, um, but Brongosu is fielding probably one of their stronger lineups. Playing players like Furkag, Ravenex, Darth Julius. Those are, I would say, like consistent players that Brongosu's been fielding throughout the season, and are core players for Brongosu. Playing Narwhal in the Master Set, I don't think is the strongest option that they have. I haven't seen Pursuit play, so I have no clue what his relative strength is. But I think like a Greenert or a Martin pick would have been a much better choice in the Master Set. But yeah.
I think Pursuit is arguably one of our strongest, if not the strongest, current Masters player. I know we have a player who recently got promoted to Grandmaster, so obviously they would be the best. But I think besides that player, I think Pursuit might be arguably our strongest Masters player. So, and Apex is pretty good too. Who we started the last couple of weeks, we're giving him a break, and I think Pursuit may be better than Apex. They're both pretty good. So I think I don't know Narwhal that well, but if it sounds like if you guys are a little down on him, I think Pursuit has a good shot at taking it for sure.
Narwhal's definitely a very good player. It's very cheesy though. We'll see how well Pursuit's is at defending cheese. We see a decent amount of like Daily Life, as I've said in previous weeks. They have like a decent amount of core players like KT Flash and Despair and like icED. You guys have all been consistent players for Daily Life, and I think that's really awesome to see. Just like players that are dedicated to playing for that team. Definitely. Sorry, go on.
No, go ahead. Finish what you're gonna say. I'm sorry.
It's definitely good to just for a team to have like these players that are willing.
Apologies about that.
And I was gonna just say, I think that's the reason why we're kind of being like basically like a walkover team last season to being a team that can not necessarily gonna win everything, but we're gonna be competitive every week and we have a good shot at taking close games because we have those players who are consistently playing every week, getting experience and practicing.
Yeah. I'm gonna give this one 4-3 for Brongosu. I think Daily Life has a shot, but I still think Brongosu has a very strong roster, and they don't look like they're messing around this week.
No, because of that one random, you guys took my heart, so I'm gonna go Daily Life like 5-2.
Even more confident I am. I like it.
I'll say 5-2 to Daily Life.
Wow.
Damn it.
Love it, the showering of support for T-Life.
Yeah, Daily Life's doing pretty good this season.
For now.
Yeah, you're getting some fans now.
All right.
Plus, you guys are on my my fantasy team, so.
Same thing.
Now we know why.
And you guys are like 1 point, 2 points.
Rooting interests.
All right.
Gotta get them points.
Anything else about this week? Or this set, I mean?
Go D-Life.
Go KT Flash.
All right. Moving on. Now we're on to Guns N' Roaches versus Sonic Aftermath.
Woo!
Yeah, Neru, I'm going to let you start this off. How are you feeling about this set?
Pretty confident. I mean, fielded probably two of the best diamonds that we got. With Grimly and Cruel both being masters, they have Grimly. This is Grimly's last week as a diamond, and Cruel still has 2 weeks as a diamond.
Yeah.
Orion, I see you shaking your head there. And Zazawani, I confident can win against Passion because he's strong as ZVT and ZVZ. His ZVP is probably his weakest point.
Yeah. I'm not sure if Passion's actually Masters. I've played him on ladder before, but he was Diamond at the time. He's a very good player, but I'm not sure if he's like actually promoted yet.
I thought he got it at the end of last season, no?
I don't know.
Yeah, he was Masters.
Do I look like an admin or something to you?
You don't look like Dante to me.
I do know the gold set got played already, so I know it's 1-0 to GNR right now.
Spoilers, got them.
Look, all right, it just popped up for me like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, I was going to mention too. I think a gold random player seems a little kind of questionable to me. I mean, it just seems like at gold, it's kind of hard even just to learn your own race. You know what I mean? To try and know all 3 races at gold is kind of risky. Props for trying it. You know, maybe that's a good way to learn all the races. But for CTL, I wouldn't feel confident putting a random gold player.
Yeah,
It's a little tough.
He gave a brief description of it, which was more simple than last week. Just got to hold a Ling Rush and then deal with a Nidus Swarm Host push. So I don't know what to make out of that one.
Interesting.
Love
I
gold.
think he Ling Rush into a Nidus Hormones.
Nidus Swarm Host is... I don't know what to think of that.
God, I just love Monstrosity's name. I'm so happy he won.
Happy by 3 is an older player who was around. He was gone for a few seasons. He's just coming back. It's his first week back in the lineup. I'm confident in him. And Monster Mash is usually always good for a map score.
Yeah, Monster Mash has been a name I've seen in CTL for quite a long time.
He's been around, I think, as long as I have. He's jumped around to a lot of teams, but I roped him in. So that's when you know people, IRL.
Oh, I knew you're even playing this week too, Neru. How are you feeling about like your specific match?
Oh, I'm shit.
I still have the pan here, you know.
Look, man,
Yeah,
it's your pan.
You
The pan's in your court.
you just harassed yourself. I hope you enjoyed your quarter season ban.
Kamikaze yourself. Like, we went over this.
Oh my god. On for real though, I like PvP and I like Paladino. I just put myself in because I like Paladino. It's probably my most favorite map. The map pool right now.
Yeah, that's the nice part about being captain.
Yeah, when it got posted, my name is already there, and they're like, "Why are you there?" And I was like, "You don't worry about it."
Like, do you want to
It's
stay
my
in this
spot.
Discord?
You want to go to combat?
That may have been a threat that was used.
Alright.
I bet it was Ice joined because he challenged me. He was like, "No, I want Bonnie." Whoops. Let this be a warning to all of you. And Honey Badger was like, "I don't." Whoop.
Yes, I think. I'm sorry.
That is an accurate description of what happened. Anyways, going into non-meme related topics.
I think Guns N' Roaches though does look really strong. I think that they're going to take this. I think they're going to take it pretty easily, especially with that spoiler thrown in there. I think they win either 5-2 or 6-1.
Yeah, I'm probably going to go for
Spoiler.
a similar vote.
I don't agree with that. Like, I think, you know, like, Sonic Aftermath is good. So I think I'm going to give them the 7-0 win this week.
Is that before or after you play like 9 more of them on ladder and they rage at you?
God, short lane. Oh my god.
If I played Orion on ladder, I would rage at him too.
Well, I mean, when you get like 20 adepts in your base, I would rage.
I'd be like, how the fuck is this guy beating me? You can't even split Marines.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah, GNR is gonna win this week.
Yeah, I'm gonna confidently say a 5-2, even a 6-1. But yeah,
Calling it 7-0.
very confident. All right, now we're going into the last set of the match of the week, Confed versus Valhalla. How are you feeling about this match, Orion?
We added new additions to our roster. So we played Black Snow and Honey Badger last week, and they both won their match. So we said, you know, why not just send them again this week? Noobtastic needs a break from the CTO because we keep playing him. So we decided to play in Toss No Skill, which is a longtime member of Confed. But I'm fairly confident that he's going to do good in that match specifically. For the rest of the diamonds, you know, as you can see, it's like a wall of Protoss. Ice and Kira, I have confidence in them. Although Kira's PvT is pretty bad. And as soon as the Warden realizes how to defend cannons, Kira's just going to lose. Citranus and Bobmo, or whatever, or Bobmu, Tyrannus is not confident in his ZVZ, but you know, he said if I can manage to figure out what Babamu does in ZVZ, he could win his match pretty easily. So I'm going to be doing research, but other than that, I think Confed's going to take this, you know, 6-2, 6-2, 5-2, with the icED. Yeah.
I also feel pretty confident in this as well. I think just looking at the players I know, I think that Von Cheeto looks like a really good, strong goal player. I don't know Axis too well, but I do know Von Cheeto looked really nice last week. I think that's a win right there. I think those are three very strong diamond players. I'm pretty confident at least 2 out of 3 will win those, giving them 3 wins. And I would say out of the rest, they pull out at least 1 win out of the rest of those games. So I would say Confed wins either 4-3 or 5-2.
Yeah, I would agree. Confed's definitely been looking on the upside, and Valhalla not as much. They've been doing okay this season, but definitely, you know, a newer team still kind of struggling to get their shit together, whatever you want to say.
One small comment on it. I'm not sure if Metro was the walkover last week.
Yeah.
Valhalla and GNR. It's
Well, they
because
didn't submit their lineup, right? Or was
Yeah.
it Psionic?
That was both of them.
Oh, okay,
that makes
so
more sense.
yep.
Because Metro wasn't eligible last week. He only had like 4 games between this and last season.
Yeah.
Well, now I'll have to take a look at that. But
Yeah.
beside that, I might even still let it slide because Valhalla needs to play games. Don't count on that passion.
Yeah.
The kingdom. But
Don't even know his name.
but I think Honey Badger will still take it. You know, walk over or not.
Yeah. All right. I think that's about it for all of the predictions.
I would say Valhalla wins 4-3 simply because their logo looks better.
I do think Valhalla has a chance to win.
Now I gotta send Ice back to you. Like, do you want me to do this?
No.
Okay, yeah.
I think out of all the games this week, our match against Daily Life and Born Goes To, and this one has potentially be the closest. I think the other ones are kind of set up for potentially blowouts. But I do think Valhalla has a shot of winning a close one, 4-3. But if I had to pick, I think I would still go Confed. But I think there's a shot Valhalla has to win. I'm not going to outright say they're going to get beat up really badly.
Yeah. Sorry. I think that's about everything for the show tonight. Did anyone have anything they'd like to say before we head off?
Vote Grimly admin 2017.
If Grimly wins over Shortland, like, Confed will reign supreme.
All right. Well, thanks to everyone for watching. Thanks to icED and Neru and Orion for coming on the show. It was a pleasure to have you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks for having me.
Sorry. Yeah, I will be hosting another captain's meeting that is completely voluntary. Like, I'll just be around. If you want to come complain to me about something, feel free. I'll be there to listen, but, you know, you don't have to show up if you don't want to. That'll be all. Thanks. Have a good night, everyone.